to shut it down at 7:02. We're going to go ahead and start our meeting. We don't anticipate this to be a long meeting as we do not have a guest speaker tonight, but we have a couple of announcements that we're going to make. Um, okay. Good evening, friends, family and friends of.
I remembered finally.
Oh,
They
could
had
you?
said there were some people that wanted me.
Evelyn, I'm sorry. I was trying to mute that person, but I ended up muting you as well. So if you can unmute yourself.
Okay, good. All right. Good evening, friends of Fairfax County NAACP. Due to our current president being out of town for the holidays, myself, the first VP, will be leading tonight's meeting. So tonight, I would like to read our mission, and our mission is the Fairfax County NAACP is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization whose mission is to achieve equity, political rights, and social inclusion by advancing policies and practices that expand human and civil rights, eliminates discrimination, and accelerates well-being, educational, and economic security of Black people and all people of color. So more information can be found at fairfaxnaacp.org. All right. Thank you. Next up, we are going to turn it over to either of our religious affairs leaders. That would be either Pam Dister or Pat Jackson for Religious and Faith Community Committee, from the Religious and Faith Community Committee.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Let us look to the Lord for a word of prayer. Holy and gracious Father God, source of all wisdom and love, we thank you for bringing us together this evening. Be present in this membership meeting as we gather to discuss how we can help and serve our community. Bless each person here and guide our thoughts, decisions, and actions with wisdom, unity, and cooperation. Help us to speak kindly and work together in peace. We thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And thank you, Chair Pat Jackson. Before we move forward, I would like to ask for a moment of silence. And thank you for putting up the slide for Mike O'Brien for our secretary. But before we move to him, I would like to open up with a moment of silence in honor of one of our long-standing members, Maddie L. Palmer. Maddie passed away, I believe, the end of October. She had been a member of NAACP since May of 2011 and was a dedicated survivor of domestic violence, as well as a steadfast advocate for improving the lives of women and the underserved. She also served as the co-chair for WIN from 2020 to 2023. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the life of a well-lived woman, warrior, and who was affectionately called Mom, to express our gratitude for all that Maddie did to make Fairfax County a better place for everyone. And I believe that Mary Payton has will put the link of the article that she posted in the cassette in the chat for everyone to review all the accomplishments. I was amazed at the accomplishments of Maddie. So if you don't mind, maybe please have just one moment, 1 minute of silence for Maddie L. Palmer. Thank you. Thank you for that moment of just remembering an awesome, wonderful person who was a member of our Fairfax County community. Next up, we'll have a brief note from our secretary, Mike O'Brien. Mike, if you would please chime in.
Good evening, everyone. I don't really have a report this evening. I'm simply letting you know that we're still having challenges with our minutes. And I won't go into all the details, but we plan to have September, October, both of which are done, and the minutes of this meeting for whatever our next general membership meeting will be. And we will get them all done, hopefully either at the end or the very beginning of the new year. Thanks.
Thank you, Michael. Next, if we may have a report from our treasurers, Erica Scott, Monique Norwood.
Hi, good evening. There's nothing from our treasurers to report. All of our accounts are in good standings. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, if you would, are our committee and advocacy reports. If each of you, there's one note that I need to make from the president. XCOM is asking those of you to turn in your 2026 advocacy agendas to the branch secretary and to XCOM. And then 2, please submit your committee's 2025 closeout reports to the secretary and comms as well. All right. But next up, we'll have the committee and advocacy reports. And if you would, please just give us the highlights. You don't have to read your whole report that you have for us, but just like 2 or 3 of the highlights that we need to be informed of, and we'll keep it moving. So first up is Les Shockley giving us highlights from the Budget Committee.
Thank you, Evelyn, Madam Vice President number 1. I would first like to inform you and the body here that the Budget Committee has submitted the reports of 2025 Budget Committee accomplishments, report the committee 2025 Budget Committee Advocacy Agenda Closeout, and the 2026 Advocacy Agenda to comms and Secretary and XCOM. For the month, we're now actually in month 5 of fiscal year 2026 for Fairfax County. And already the wheels are starting to turn for looking at 2027. So I want to report on December 2nd, the Board of Supervisors is going to have a Budget Policy Committee meeting, which will be a joint committee with the school board. So they're starting to form the budget for 2027. And for many of you, the school budget represents the biggest portion of our county budget. Beginning in 2027, in January, the school superintendent, Dr. Reed, will release her proposed budget. So the cycle will begin. I'll be reporting more regularly about the progress and working with the various committees on pushing those programs and projects that we that they're working to accomplish and getting more funding. I'll say this: during the year 2025, as far as the advocacy agendas that we that I supported on behalf of criminal justice, education, housing, we had some wins and some areas where we still need to do more work. The Public Defender's Office was an area where we sought more funding for that office so that they'd be better equipped to support indigent people who have been criminally charged, which effectively means many Black and brown people in our community. They were able to get some additional staffing during the fiscal year, and I've had contact with the Public Defender's Office, and we're going to continue to advocate for them in 2027. The co-responder program, which again during this year, this is the program which supports those people in mental crises by having a specialist accompany our police to people in crisis. Let us not forget the death of Miss Sydney Wilson, a resident of Reston, where I live, who died tragically because there was not a person there to support. We're going to continue to work on getting more resources for that co-responder program, so there's 24-hour support rather than the 10 or 12 hours that currently exist. In the area of education, we as an organization, a branch, pushed very strongly for the support of the teachers' budget, union contract, their collective bargaining, which they were successful, but did not get everything that they wanted because of the budget limitations. But in effect, it was a victory in a sense of having the union recognized and making some progress. We'll continue to work on in 2027 those issues having to do with hiring and retention more Black teachers and special ed teachers in those specific areas where we think that there's still more work to do. Housing, I'll leave to Mary. She'll give a very good summary of where things stand there, and I yield back my time.
Thank you, Les Shockley. Next up is criminal justice. Do we have representation from either Pratik or Matthew for criminal justice? Criminal justice going once, going twice. Okay, we'll move down to education. Do we have representation, Marquise Smalls? Do we have representation for the education report?
I do not see them logged in.
Okay, all right. How about fair and affordable housing? Miss Mary Payton. I know she's online. Thank you, Mary.
Hi, folks. Good evening.
Good evening.
One is we've been working really hard on the county is revising its policy plan. I know that sounds pretty esoteric. I didn't even know we had one until I started working on it. But it kind of governs how we handle land use decisions in the county, and it's being revised after 20 years of being amended, and it turned into kind of a big jumble. So it's being kind of straightened out and revised. And we did manage to get one thing in there that I was really pushing for, which was the concept of doing community development in older areas where lower wealth people live, rather than simply always depending on large scale developers to come in and kind of redo and gentrify those types of areas. So we've been pushing pretty hard lately to get the idea that there are a lot of garden apartments, there are a lot of areas that are communities in themselves, but they're not, the land isn't owned by the people who live there, they're tenants. But if they are simply redeveloped by developers, they will end up being, and a large amount of them will be displaced. So we've got this kind of concept in there anyway of doing community-led development, where communities are redeveloped for the benefit of the people who live there. So that's just a little seed we planted, and we'll have to do a lot more work on that. We've also been working with the mobile home park, the mobile home owners, and we're trying to get into their new guidelines that they would get compensated for their mobile homes if the park is sold to a developer. And right now they get nothing. They have to give up their life savings, and it gets bulldozed and turned into rubble. And they might get a little bit of help with a rental unit, but we think they deserve to get fair market compensation for any home that they can't move and that has to be destroyed if the area is developed. So we have been working with Tenants and Workers United a lot on that issue of fairness. And I think we're going to get some progress on that in the new guidelines. So that would be a really great victory if we can do that. The other area that's undergoing a lot of change right now is issue of homeless people. One of the nonprofits, all of the homeless centers or homeless shelters are run by nonprofits who are funded by the county to do that particular task. And one of those nonprofits kind of went not entirely belly up, but it wasn't able to fulfill its contract on two of the homeless shelters. So the county, I think, really did a good job of stepping in and paying the staff to continue operating those shelters. And they have put out new bids and accepted new contracts from different nonprofits to continue operating those shelters. And those are the ones at Bailey's Crossroads and Kennedy and Mount Vernon District. So we're happy that that got sorted out. It was a lot of turmoil and difficulty, but not as much as it could have been. So we're glad of that. The other thing that's going on is that the county has hired a consultant to interview homeless people and people who work with homeless people to figure out what is needed to best meet their needs in terms of getting them rapidly rehoused and not in camps and kind of off the street and meeting their needs. So that's going on right now, and you may see some emails from the county asking for input. If you have any interest with working with homeless people or concerns about them, be good to fill out one of those surveys that's going out, or be glad to give you more information if you want to get in touch with me. But I hope this is a good effort and we'll kind of redirect some of the county policies towards homelessness. Okay, so that's about it for now.
Thank you, Mary. If one wants to get in touch with you, how would they go about doing it, Mary?
Yeah, they can email me at housing@fairfaxnaacp.org.
Thank you. Thank you. And it is on the screen in case anyone has any interest in providing additional information for particularly the homeless. For Freedom Fund, that's me. I'm the chair. I have great news. We're going to have our 2026 gala at the Fairview. Is it Fairview? Is Danielle on the online or Jasmine? Are any of you on the line? So it's Jasmine. Yes. Hi, Jasmine. Jasmine's
Hi.
part of our team, and we've done a great job. We've selected a facility from which we will have the Fairview Park Marriott. It's a lovely location. We're going to be able to serve drinks on the patio with the warmers. It's going to be the masquerade party. We're going to have tons of music and lots of vendors. And then, Jasmine, we're expanding it a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about how we're expanding the event this year?
Okay, let me pull up my notes. Just give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this year it will be bigger. I know last year we had a max of about 250. We are looking for this year over 300 attendees. We have viewed about 3 or 4 other locations just to make sure that it was the best fit and they could take our capacity for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We're also in preparation to fundraise for this. We are bumping up our scholarship. I'm sorry, not scholarships, our sponsorships. So for this year, platinum will be $10,000. Our champion sponsorships will be at $5,000. The advocate would be at $3,500. The supporter $2,500, and the friends for $650. For the budget we've set aside, we're thinking at max it will be around 40,000. So it will be more this year, but that is to, accommodate for the increased capacity. And this includes, awards for the awards we usually give out each year for the DJ, for minimal printing fees, mementos, and then the AV equipment. Also, the ticket price will increase this year, and it will be $150
For everyone, correct?
for everyone this year.
And also, thank you, Jasmine. You did a fabulous job. Also, we are going to pay for our speaker. So that budget, that the amount that Jasmine quoted, it also includes money to pay for a professional speaker to come and address our audience. So we really gonna bump it up this year, even better than it was in 2025. So, stay tuned. Oh, the date. Jasmine, the date that we decided, I believe it's October 10th, correct?
Well, I believe
And
that is right.
October 10th in 2026. So we'll send out a save the date so that you won't miss this grand event. But yeah, we've got big plans for the organization. Thank you again, Jasmine. Next up, legal redress. Meredith, is Meredith on the line?
She's not, but I'm here. This is
Okay,
Nina, and
hello,
that
Nina.
legal redress has nothing to report today.
Thank you. How about Jasmine? Are you back and ready to do membership?
Yes.
Thank you.
So this year for 2026, we are going to get started with another membership drive. And this will be our third annual Black Greek Letter Organization Challenge. This is the third year we've done this and the third year that I've done this with the branch. So this will start in January on the 15th and it will end at the end of March. And this is to honor the Black Greek Letter Organization with the most applications into the branch by the deadline. So this year they get a little bit more. They'll have acknowledgement in our newsletter, one information table at the gala to share information about their organization, a $650 scholarship for programming that is increased from $500 last year, and then VIP seating at the gala. So they'll get a table for 10. So much more incentive for people to actually support it this year. So in December, we're going to start outreach. So part of that will be me presenting at the National Pan-Hellenic Council meeting for the NOVA branch. So that's all the organizations, just to kind of promote the challenge. Then we're going to also do outreach to all the chapter presidents in December. If they'd like me to come speak at their meetings, I can do that too to promote the challenge. That's kind of a part of what we're planning. And then the challenge will begin in January and we'll close it out at the end of March. And we will celebrate them at our general membership meeting in addition to all the other prizes.
Thank you, Jasmine. That sounds like that's going to be a fun event, especially when we celebrate them in March. I'm looking forward to that. As we move forward, political action, Miss Lenore Simmons.
Thank you, Vice President Spain. I'm just going to give an update on all of our activities this year. We have been pretty busy. We've held over 5 voter registration education drives. We held a postcard campaign for both the primary and general election, writing over 400 postcards. We co-sponsored a candidate forum working with the League of Women Voters. We had our own candidate forum of all of the candidates, I should say, were invited to attend. We held a What's on Your Ballot community conversation with some great speakers in our community. And finally, we hosted a Souls to the Polls event on the Sunday before the general election. We have a lot more planned for next year. So if anyone is interested in joining our committee, we need you. You can reach me at politicalaction@fairfaxnaacp.org, which is shown on your screen. And that concludes my report.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ms. Simmons. Next up is Religious Affairs, Ms. Pam Deister or Eliza Sealander. Oh, no, that should be who is it? Pat
Yeah, I gotta make a
Jackson.
few
Sorry, we have to
updates to
update
that
our
slide.
slide. Yes. Okay.
Hi again, everybody. Just want briefly, we attended the annual early Thanksgiving dinner program on last Thursday, November 20th, and it was hosted by the American Turkish Friendship Association, a nonprofit based in Northern Virginia. For the past 4 years, they've held this event, bringing together representatives from more than 40 faith, business, and community organizations for an evening focused on gratitude. So I was happy to attend along with BP Shockley. So thank you, BP Shockley, for attending as well. They have it every year. We were invited this year, and prayerfully we'll be invited again next year. They give us 8 slots, but we got noticed so late that it was difficult to get the word out to everyone. But we hope that next year that we can have more of a showing from the NAACP. And they were very, very grateful that we were there. So, and we were happy to be there as well. For next year, we're planning right now out our 2026 activities, but we do want you to save the date for our Juneteenth commemoration program. It's going to be on June the 13th this year, or rather next year, 2026. Okay, so Juneteenth, look out for more information about that as we draw closer. But again, that will be on June 13th, 2026. Pam, co-chair, is there anything else? You're on mute.
No, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. And finally, do we have representation for the scholarship program? Going once, going twice. All right, we'll have updates at our next meeting. But thank you all for providing us with the highlights of your committees and advocacy groups. Next, I'd like to make a couple of announcements before we leave for our Thanksgiving holiday. One thing,
Madam Chair,
yes, sir.
can I just say a word about economic development? We do have an economic development committee. It's a new activity. And
of course. Yes, sir. Please go right ahead. Yes, we're looking for highlights. So thank you so much for speaking up.
All right. And we are beginning discussions with the Fairfax County Economic Development Organization about a program that would target some of the lower income, lower wealth communities in our county where there are potential entrepreneurs. We're going to help them plan, finance, start, and succeed in business. And that will create jobs and lift incomes. So
excellent.
I'll be telling you more about that as the months go by.
Excellent. We look forward to hearing more about it too. Thank you, Mr. America. Is there anyone else on the line that I might have missed that has a advocacy or committee meeting update?
I wanted to just ask Richard, could you leave your contact information so that people can get in touch with you?
Yes, please. If you would place your contact information in the chat.
Okay.
Mr. America, thank you so much, Les. Good idea. Thank you. If there are no others, let me just give you 3 announcements before we leave you for the holidays. I had the pleasure of attending a meeting held by Virginia State, or was Manassas NAACP, and they are talking about buying from small Black or minority-owned businesses this year. If you'll take a look at your chat, there are a number of links to businesses we can support. The name of it is Jingle Black Business. There are like 3 listings there. One of the things that really touched my heart was there's some wrapping paper with people of color on it. Normally I see wrapping paper with candy canes, Santa Claus, and he's not representing me. But Santa Claus and elves and, fun stuff. But this time you have wrapping paper that represents people from our NAACP community, right? And then what has also happened is there is a discount code. So if you purchase between the 28th of November and the 1st of December, and you put in this NAACP VA 25, the vendors will allow a discount. Now, I don't know how much of a discount. Some are giving 10%, some are giving 25%, some are giving 20%. But the thing is, she doesn't see the link to the chat. It's at the bottom of your screen. Scroll up to the beginning of the chat. Yeah, it's at the very beginning. It was one of the first notices that I put out there. But
Vice President Spain, if she joined after you posted it, she wouldn't see it. If you want to put it in again.
oh, okay.
If
All
you
right.
want to
Let me
post it.
see. All right. Let me see if I can put it in. You know, I am not. Boop, boop. Okay, here we are. Oops. There we are. I've just added it again. They have so much out there. Instead of spending their money with Amazon and Target and Home Depot. I don't know if they have tools, but there's a wonderful array of gifts and surprises and everything that you can order from. So I encourage you to share that information and have fun shopping. As you know, you are supporting small Black businesses, small minority businesses. And again, it's called Jingle Black Businesses. All right. My second announcement. In 2015, the current president, at that time, Shirley Ginwright, was approached by 5 female students led by Marley Finley and Lydia Emanuel of the then Jeb Stuart High School. She being President Ginwright, she then appointed my late husband, George P. Albert, to be their NAACP advocate to eventually lead the initial effort of renaming Jeb Stuart High School to change the name to what it is today, Justice High School. It would eventually change August 29th of 2018. Now, while they were in the process of thinking about changing the name of the school, there were many names that were thrown out. One of the names from one of the members was Barbara Rose Jones, right? Barbara Rose Jones. I can also put a link in the chat about who she was. She was a 16-year-old who led the protest for them not integrating the schools, right? So it's right around that 1954 Brown versus the Board of Education. Excellent information to know. Moving forward, there will be a statue unveiling ceremony in honor of Barbara Rose Jones in Virginia, in the Emancipation Hall in the Capitol on Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have 3 tickets that were offered to me by Congressman Walkinshaw. Okay, the president had some tickets, they're all taken. I have some additional tickets, 3 additional tickets. If you are interested in attending, please you can reach out to me or put your name in the chat, and I would need your email and a way to contact you. And you can to see if you would like to have the ticket. Okay, so that's the Barbara Rose Johns, of Virginia, in the Emancipation Hall in the Capitol on Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Let me know if you're interested in attending, and I'm going to put a link in the chat about who this magnificent young lady was. All right. My final announcement and the most fun, there will be no meeting in December. Now, that's not the fun part. The fun part is we're going to have a holiday party, yay, at Gum Springs Community Center on December 17th from 6:30 to 8:30. The address is 8100 Fordson Road in Alexandria, Virginia. We're going to have an ugly sweater contest. So wear your favorite holiday sweater to be judged. We'll have some light refreshments, and there'll be music and fellowship opportunities. Oh, the U.S. Capitol, Catherine. Yes, ma'am, the U.S. Capitol. And if one is interested, please send me that you are interested, and I'll send your name to Congressman Walkinshaw's office, and they will forward you the ticket and everything with the address and everything. Okay, so I just need the names and how to contact you. All right, you're very welcome. Is there anything else for the good of the order that anyone would like to share? Hearing none, I want to say happy Thanksgiving. Have a blessed and safe Thanksgiving, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you in December at the holiday party at 8100 Fordson Road, Gum Springs Community Center in Alexandria, Virginia.